"40 Rules of Love", Desert Rose, The Harlot, Konya, February 1246. Bitter and bleak, the day I left the brothel was the coldest day in 40 years. The narrow, serpentine streets glistered with fresh snow, and sharp pendants of ice hung the roofs of the houses and the minarets of the mosques in dangerous beauty. By mid-afternoon, the chill had become so severe there were frozen cats on the street, with whiskers turned into thin thread of ice, and several ramshackle houses collapsed under the weight of snow. After the street cats, Konya's homeless suffered the most. There were half a dozen of frozen bodies, all curled up in a fetal position, with beatific smiles on their faces as if expecting to be reborn into a better and warmer life. Late in the afternoon, when everyone was taking a nap before the hustle of the evening began, I sneaked out of my room. I took no more than a few simple clothes, leaving behind all the silk garments and accessories I used to wear for special customers. Whatever was earned in the brothel had to stay in the brothel. Halfway down the streets, I saw Magnolia standing at the main door, chewing the brown leaves she was addicted to. Older than all the other girls in the brothel, lately she had been complaining about hot flushes. At night, I heard her toss and turn in bed. It was no secret that her womanhood was drying up. Younger girls jokingly said they envied Magnolia, since she had not to have worry about having periods, pregnancies and abortions anymore, and could sleep with a man every single day of the month. But we all knew that an aged prostitute had little chance of survival. As soon as I saw Magnolia standing there, I knew I had only two options: either return to my room and forget about running away, or walk through the door and bear the consequences. My heart chose the latter. "Hey Magnolia, are you feeling better?" I said, adopting what I hoped was a relaxed and casual tone of voice. Magnolia's face brightened, but then darkened again as she noticed the bag in my hand. There was no point in lying. She knew that the pattern had forbidden me to leave my room. Never mind leaving the brothel. "Are you leaving?" Magnolia gasped, and the question scared her. I didn't say anything. Now it was her turn to make a choice. She could either stop me in my tracks and alert everyone to my plan, or simply let me go. Magnolia stared at me, her expression grave and embittered. "Go back to your room, Desert Rose," she said. "The pattern will send Jekyllhead after you. Don't you know what he did to?" But she didn't finish her sentence. That was one of the unwritten rules in the brothel. We didn't bring up the stories of the unfortunate girls who had been worked here before us and had met a premature end. And on those rare occasions, when we did mention them, we took care not to utter their names. There was no point in disturbing them in their graves. They had already led tough lives. It was better to let them rest. "Even if you manage to escape, how are you going to make a living?" Magnolia insisted. "You will starve to death." What I saw in Magnolia's eyes was fear, not the fear that I could feel and be punished by the pattern, but the fear that I might succeed. I was going to do the one thing she had always dreamed about, and yet never dared to carry out. And now she both respected me and hated me for my audacity. I felt a momentary pang of doubt, and would have gone back had the voice of Shams of the Brace not kept echoing in my head. "Let me go, Magnolia," I said. "I'm not staying here any other day." After being beaten by beggars and looking death in face, I felt that something within me had changed irreversibly. It was as if I had no more fear left inside me. One way or other, I didn't care. I was determined to dedicate what remained of my life to God. Whether this would be for a single day or for many more years to come didn't matter. Shams of the Brace had said the faith and love turned human beings into heroes, because they removed all the fear and anxiety from their hearts. I was beginning to understand what he meant. And the strange thing is, Magnolia understood it too. She gave me a long, painful look and slowly moved aside, opening the way out for me.